Okay, this is St. Matthew, the 11th chapter. Okay, let's go down to verse 15. It says, "He that hath ears to hear, let him hear." Now, when Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ, when he states this, "He that hath ears to hear, let him hear," he's talking to the elect. All right. When he says, "He that has ears to hear, let him hear," because he's talking to the elect. Okay. Well, we know the whole entire nation of Israel will not be saved during the second coming of Christ. Okay. 2/3 will die in thermonuclear destruction, but the 1/3, which are the elect, including the 144,000, they will be saved by the chariots. Okay. So when he say, "He that has ears to hear, let him hear," he's not talking to the whole nation of Israel, because it's only 1/3 that's chosen, which are the elect. So everyone is not going to understand the Bible. No matter how hard you try to break down the scriptures and show them precept upon precept, only the elect is going to get the deep, dark sayings of the Bible. Okay. So that's when he states, "He that have ears to hear, let him hear." It's talking about you, the elect. All right. The ones that understand the parables. The ones that really know what's going on. Okay. The ones that understand reincarnation. The ones that understand that heaven and hell are not literal places. The ones that understand that Cornelius was an Israelite. The ones that understand so many passages. The ones that understand these things, man. The ones that understand that only Israel will be saved. The ones that understand that there will be no Edomites. Though Edomites can be saved. Okay. Those ones that understand, those are the 1/3. "He that have ears to hear, let him hear." Yahushua was literally saying this because everyone is not going to get the deep, dark sayings in the Bible. Okay, so let's go back. It says, "He that have ears to hear, let him hear." Okay, so what I'm about to bring forth is to the elect. You 1/3. If you have ears to hear, I want y'all to open them up and hear this. You 2/3, death to you 2/3 Negroes, death to you 2/3 Hispanics, death to you 2/3 natives, which don't understand the deep, dark sayings. All right. Okay. So now let's go to Matthew chapter 13. And let's go to verse 9. All right. This is Matthew 13 and 9. There it is once again. Matthew 13 and 9. "Who have ears to hear, let him hear." Why is he stating this? Because I told you, all right, that the Most High is only out for the elect. He's only out for the elect, not the whole nation of Israel. So every one of you Negroes, Hispanics, and natives are not going to understand this Bible. If you're not part of the elect, you're not going to understand the scriptures. "He that hath ears to hear, let him hear." And the disciples came and said to him, "Why speakest thou unto them in parables?" Because Yahushua spoke in a parabolic form. He spoke in parables, and it was some of his sayings were hard to understand. Okay, but to the elect they were simple. But to the ones that didn't understand the parables, they caught hell trying to decipher what Yahushua was saying, because the 2/3, the deep, dark saying is not for you guys, man. So his disciples say, "Why do you speak in parables?" Verse 11. He answered and said, "And to them, because it's given unto you, it's given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom." See, it's given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it's not given. To who? it's given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. Basically what Yahweh is telling his disciples, the 1/3. Okay, not the 2/3. It's not given to the 2/3. It's not given to the Gentiles and the heathens as well. Okay, but it's only given to the 1/3, which are the elect. All right, it said verse 12. For whosoever had, to whosoever had, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever had not, from him shall be taken away, even that he had. Okay, verse 13. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see and see not, and hear they hear not, neither do they understand. It's talking about the 2/3 are you Negroes, Hispanics, and natives. You don't understand, okay? Like you will have certain parables like the rich man and Lazarus. Okay, you 2/3 Negroes, Hispanics, and natives that don't understand his parables. You would think that the rich man basically is actually lifting his eyes up in a subterranean region called hell. But he's not talking about a literal burning hell that the rich man lifted his eyes up into. Okay? So you 2/3 don't understand because the mysteries weren't given to you. Therefore he speak to them in parables. Okay? If you was a 1/3, you will understand the parables. The parables wouldn't be so hard to your understanding. Okay? But you don't. Because why? Because they see and see not, and hear and they hear not, neither do they understand. Okay, let's go down to 16. But blessed are your ears, blessed are your eyes, Salakia, blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Okay, so blessed are you 1/3 eyes, because you see what's going on. Blessed are you 1/3 ears, because you can really understand the scriptures. And you can clearly see what's going on. You can understand reincarnation. You can understand that Cornelius was an Israelite. You can understand that there are no literal places of heaven and hell. You can understand, okay? You can understand that Edomites cannot be saved. You understand that the rich man was basically Edom, and Lazarus were talking about the nation of Israel. You can understand those parables, but you 2/3 Negroes, Hispanics, and natives, your eyes are blind, your ears are shut. Okay, and even though you see not, and hear they hear not, because you cannot understand. All right, so the Most High is not out for the whole nation of Israel. Okay, and I'm gonna show you this. The Spirit is taking me somewhere else. But I'm going to show you this to show you that he's not out for the whole nation of Israel. He's only out for the elect. Alright? It's Romans chapter 9 verse 6. Not as though the word of the Most High have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. Because what he's talking about right here is they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. Because it's only 1/3 that the Most High is looking for. You 2/3 Negroes, Hispanics, and natives, you're not the elect. Okay? So, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. Because the Most High is only out for the elect. Alright? And if you're not chosen as the elect, you're not going to understand the Bible. You're not even going to understand. I'm telling you, you're not going to understand the deep dark sayings in the Bible. Okay, you're not going to understand. All right. So we're going to go to Amos 3 and 7. I'm just showing you some quick chapters and verses in the Bible concerning the elect. We're going to go to Amos 3 and 7. This is Amos 3 and 7. Surely the Most High Power, Yahweh Elohim or Yahweh Elohim, surely the Most High Power would do nothing, but he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So he revealed his secrets to his servants. That's why Yahweh was saying, he that hath ears, let him hear. He's talking about the elect. He revealed his secrets into his servants, the prophets. Okay, he don't reveal his secrets to you 2/3 Negroes, Hispanics, and natives, because you're not part of the elect, and the spirit of the Most High Yahweh Shai is not dealing with you, man. Okay, so it says, surely the Most High would do nothing but he revealed his secrets to his servants and the prophets. Okay, so that's why a lot of you struggle with the hell doctrine. That's why a lot of you struggle and you don't understand the hell doctrine, because it was not given to you, man. You don't understand regeneration or reincarnation because it was not given to you. You don't understand that Cornelius was an Israelite because it's not given to you. Okay, you don't understand that Esau cannot be saved because it's not given to you, man. All right, you don't understand that because it's not given to you. All right, you don't understand that his name is Yahweh Shai because it's not given to you, man. Okay, the spirit is not dealing with you guys. All right, so I wanted to bring that out, and I want to get a little bit more concerning the elect. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel my elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. So Jacob my servant, Israel my elect, I have even called thee by thy name. So Israel is my elect. But let's not forget that all the nation of Israel is not going to be saved. Only 1/3 is going to be saved. Only 1/3 can receive the dark sayings of the Bible and understand the parables of Yahweh Shai's teachers. You 2/3 of Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians cannot understand. That's why you struggle with scriptures and you struggle with the verses. All right? This is Matthew 24, the 24th chapter out of St. Matthew, the 31st verse. It says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So his elect, the Most High is looking for the elect. Yahweh Shai came for the elect. He didn't come for the whole entire nation of Israel, even though he died for the whole entire nation of Israel. Not the whole entire nation of Israel is going to be chosen, man. Only his elect. Only the ones that can understand. That's why he say, he that hath ears to hear, let him hear. He shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. They shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Because us as a nation was scattered all over the place. We were scattered throughout North, South, Central America, the Caribbean islands, the Eastern Hemisphere. We were scattered as a nation. So his elect, you Negroes, Hispanics, and natives, is the Israelites. But not all you Negroes, Hispanics, and natives are going to be saved. The elect out of you Negroes, Hispanics, and natives going to be saved, which are the 1/3. That's his elect. This is who Yahweh Shai is looking for, his elect. We not out to try to save the whole entire nation of Israel. So if you don't get the sayings of the Bible, you don't get the parables of the Bible, but that means it wasn't for you, man. It's only for his elect. Okay? Only for his elect. Alright? So that's why half of you brothers and sisters struggle with the scriptures, because you don't understand that he's out for the elect. And if you're struggling with the scriptures, you're not part of his elect, man. The spirit is not dealing with you, man. All right? You're not part of his elect. All right? I'm going to show you something else. Okay? So this is Romans the 8th chapter, 27th verse. And he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of the Most High. Okay. It says out of Romans 8 and 28, it says, we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, to them who are called. See? To them who are called according to his purpose. Because way before You was created way before you was born in your mother's womb. You was formulated and way before your mother gave you birth. The Most High called, he chose a particular people according to his purpose. To them who are called according to his purpose. So the whole nation of Israel is not going to be saved, only the elect. Okay, to them who are called, the elect, to them who are called, the 1/3. Not you 2/3 Negroes, Hispanics, and natives. That you don't understand the Bible because you were not called according to his purpose. Alright? You was not part of the elect if you struggling with the scriptures. It says 29 out of Romans chapter 8. For whom he did foreknew. Way before you was born, he foreknew. He also predestinate. Predestinate means that your life was predestined way before you was born. This thing was laid out that you was the elect. This thing was laid out that you was chosen from the beginning before you was formulated, before your mother even gave you birth. He foreknew. Also, he predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among brethren. So you can see right there that in the beginning of time, the Most High had out of the nation of Israel, he had 2/3 spirits in the beginning of time, and then he had 1/3 spirits. The 1/3 spirits are the chosen spirits. The 2/3 spirits, the wicked spirits that want to continue to transgress and go against the laws of God, that cannot understand the Bible. Those are the 2/3. The 1/3 were predestinated to be called. Verse 30. Moreover, whom he did predestinate. See? Them he also called the elect. So if you're wondering why us as a nation, the Israelites, Negroes, Hispanics, and natives, if you're wondering why can't I convert this guy? Why can't he understand the scriptures? Why come this so-called Negro, no matter how hard I try to show him the scriptures, he just can't get it because he's not part of the elect. The spirit is not dealing with this guy. All right? He's not part of the elect. He wasn't called. He wasn't predestined. He was predestined to be a 2/3. Okay? He wasn't predestined to be a 1/3. It says, and whom he called, them he also justified, and whom he justified, them he also glorified. Okay? So way before you was born, you predestinated. Okay, for whom he did foreknew, he also predestinated. Even in the spirit world, before you was a human, before you was incarnated into a fleshly body, you was chosen, man. Okay, so if you understand, that's why he was saying that, man. Blessed are your ears for they hear, blessed are your eyes for they see, because you were chosen. You is the elect. But if you can't understand the scriptures, no matter how hard we try to break it down, precept upon precept, because you wasn't predestinated. You was chosen to be a 2/3, and you cannot understand the Bible. You're not part of the elect. Okay, you don't understand the Bible and the scriptures. All right, that's why you struggle, because you don't understand. The spirit is not dealing with you guys. All right. Okay, now I'm going to elaborate just a little bit on hell. And just a little bit on hell. Once again, this is an extra take on hell. Okay, and this is for who? You 1/3 that can understand the scriptures. Matthew the 23rd chapter. Okay, Matthew the 23rd chapter. We're going to look at verse 33. Ye serpents, ye generations of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Now, when you look right here, it says, ye serpents and ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? You cannot escape the damnation of hell. Okay? Because the generation that Yahushua was speaking to would be the same generation that would come back prior to his second coming to be destroyed and nuclear destruction. Okay? And fervent heat from those nuclear missiles. That's all it's talking about, the damnation of hell. Hell right here is talking about thermonuclear destruction. It's not talking about a place in the earth, and I'm going to explain that. And when he said you generation of vipers, he's basically talking to Pharisees, the Sadducees. They was hypocrites. That's why he kept saying, woe unto you scribes, and woe unto you Pharisees, you hypocrites. Because he was saying that you're going to pay, man. And you're going to pay for also misleading the flock. Just like the Pharisees and the hypocrites, you serpents, you generations of vipers. Because the Pharisees and the Sadducees were modern day pastors back then. Like your modern day pastors today, they are Pharisees and Sadducees. And what are they doing? They misleading the flock. Okay? Everybody is following the pastor. Everybody is following the ministers. And they serpents and they generations of vipers. And if you follow your so-called pastor, your ministers that are not teaching the truth, you is guilty as well. That's why he say, how can you escape the damnation of hell? So right here, we need to find out what hell is. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you, this is for the elect. This is not for you 2/3 Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is for the elect. All right. When he says, how can you escape the damnation of hell? I'm going to go on blue letter. All right. Okay, and this is on my phone. I'm going to show you what, if you can see it. See right here. Matthew 23:33. Ye serpents, ye generations of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Let's see what hell is according to the Greek dictionary. Okay. So we're going to go to interlinear. Alright. And we're going to pull it up. Now, as we were reading Matthew 23:33, he said, ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Okay, when you look up, we're going to keep going down. I'm going to show you. We got to find hell. Okay, we're going to keep going down. Hell, you see right there? This is the Greek 1067. Okay. Or you can say the Greek 1067. It says Gehenna right down here. See that? It says Gehenna. Gehenna. That's what hell means in the Greek. The New Testament was written in the Greek. So let's click into that and see what it means. Because he say, how can you escape the damnation of hell? Which is Gehenna in the Greek. Hell wasn't even there. Okay? Hell wasn't even there. Hell is not even in the Bible. The original term is Gehenna, and I'm going to show you that. We're going to go back to G1067, but I want to show you this, that hell is not even in the Bible. Okay, so this is a book I picked up from Walmart, and we know this is so-called white man philosophies and his concepts, but it's called The Complete Guide of the Bible. And even the white man, so-called white man, which are the Edomites, which is the devil the Bible speaks of, even he knows the truth concerning hell. Let me show you. Hell, eternal torture. This is a question, because he knows the truth. Okay, hell's a puzzler. Even for top Bible scholars, there are 3 reasons. The word hell isn't in the Bible. You see that? So when he said, how can you escape the damnation of hell? That's not what he said. That's not what Yahushua said. The word hell isn't in the Bible. It isn't in the Bible. When hell shows up in English Bibles, it's almost always translating to the word Gehenna. That's what we just viewed. Gehenna. Okay? So the word hell, let's go back to the blue letter. Back going to the cell phone. The word hell is not in the Bible, okay? It's not there. Okay, so now we're going into Gehenna. Lexicon, look at the top. This is the Greek. You can find this in the Greek concordance, 1067, or you may say 1067, which is Gehenna. Transliteration, Gehenna. Pronunciation, Gehenna or Gehenna. Part of speech, feminine noun. Root word, etymology of the Hebrew origin. Now, outline of the biblical uses. This is what it means. Hell is the place of the future punishment called Gehenna. Now, what is the future punishment? The future punishment is nuclear destruction. The future punishment is ICBM missiles chemical radiation, fervent heat. Okay, that's the future punishment. This is what's going to happen to America. It's going to be destroyed by third world countries. Okay, that's the future punishment. Hell is the place of future punishment called Gehenna. And I'm going to explain, or Gehenna of fire. This was originally the valley of Hinnom, south of Jerusalem, where the filth and dead animals of the city were cast out and burned. A fit symbol of the wicked in their future destruction. Future destruction. What's the future destruction? Nuclear destruction. Atomic bombs, nuclear bombs that's going to burn down America. Okay, and I'm going to show you, because you must remember in Yahushua's time, who the world called Jesus Christ, the New Testament wasn't written. So everything he preached and he quoted came from the Old Testament. Now what is known in the Old Testament concerning hell being a future punishment? The future punishment, where can that be found in the Old Testament? I'm going to show you. Zechariah 14, this is the future punishment I'm about to read concerning the Old Testament. And this has not came to pass. Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Most High will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, you other heathens, you Gentile nations. It says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Because this is talking about thermonuclear destruction. Alright, this is talking about ICBM missiles, chemical radiation, bombs that is going to destroy America. Okay, that's why it says their flesh shall consume. How do your flesh consume? By burning away while they stand upon their feet. Their eyes shall consume. How do your eyes consume out of your sockets? Burning away. The eyes shall be burnt out of their holes. Their tongue shall consume in their mouth, because this fervent heat. So what is that? Nuclear destruction. Alright, and that is basically hell, that is called a place of future punishment. That's what that is. And Christ just used Gehenna. See where it says hell is a place of future punishment called Gehenna? Christ used that as the symbol of nuclear destruction. Because I'm going to show you what they was doing. Exactly what they was doing, man. The Strong's number G 1067 or G 1067 matches the Greek Gehenna, which occurs 12 times in verses in the Greek concordance. Okay, and it just got this show you all the times in the New Testament that where you will find hell, which is really Gehenna. Okay, now what was Gehenna? Because that's the original hell. Just remember, hell wasn't there, it was Gehenna. So what is Gehenna? I'm going to show you what Gehenna is. Okay, I'm going to show you what Gehenna is. Let's continue to read. Hell is the place of the future punishment called Gehenna, a Gehenna of fire. This was originally the valley of Hinnom, south of Jerusalem. So Gehenna was the valley of Hinnom. The same, another term for Gehenna is the valley of Hinnom, south of Jerusalem, where the filth and dead animals of the city was cast out and burned. It was a fit symbol of the wicked and future destruction. So what did he use when he said, how can you escape the damnation of hell? But he didn't say really hell, he said Gehenna. How can you escape the damnation of Gehenna? Gehenna was the valley of Hinnom, and it was located south of Jerusalem, where filth and dead animals of the city was cast out and burned. And Gehenna was a fixed symbol of the wicked and their future destruction, because Gehenna was the valley of Hinnom, and it was what? A fit symbol of the wicked and their future destruction. So what did they do in the valley of Hinnom? What did they do in that valley, which is called Gehenna? I'm going to show you this. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly what did they do. So we're going over here now, and I'm going to show you literal proof. This book called You Can Live Forever in Paradise on Earth. Now this is a Jehovah's Witness book. Okay, now we know they're off. We know they don't know the truth. But what I'm saying is they do know somewhat of the truth. And I'm going to explain this called Gehenna. Alright? Because you have to know how to separate the bones from the meat. So let's look. Gehenna and the lake of fire. It says, yet someone may object saying the Bible does talk about hellfire. And it does. It says in the lake of fire, which it talk about that as well. Does this not prove that hell is a place of torment? It says, true, some Bible translations, such as the King James Version, speak of hellfire, of being cast into hell and the fire that which shall never be quenched. But what is that hell once again? Like we went over previously, I'm going to show you. It says, altogether there are 12 verses in the Christian Greek scriptures where the King James Version uses hell, which is really Gehenna. See, to translate the Greek word Gehenna. We looked over that concerning the, what we did in the blue letter. It said, is Gehenna really a place of fire torment, whereas when Hades is translated hell? No, it simply means the grave. So when you look at, when you read the Old Testament and you see hell in the Old Testament, hell is known as Sheol in the Old Testament, which means grave. But we're not focusing on the Old Testament hell, we're focusing on the New Testament hell, which is Gehenna. And it says, it says right here, clearly the word, Hebrew word Sheol or Sheol, and the Greek word Hades do mean the grave. Now, it says, well, what does Gehenna mean? Because Gehenna is hell in the New Testament. Sheol is hell in the Old Testament. Let's focus on Gehenna in the New Testament, because he said, how can ye escape the damnation of hell, right? In the Hebrew scriptures, Gehenna is the valley of Hinnom. See? We just read that. The valley of Hinnom. Remember? Hinnom was the name of the valley just outside the walls of Jerusalem. And what did they do in the valley of Hinnom? Because I told you we was going to get in that, which is called Gehenna. What did they do in that valley? It says it was a valley outside the walls of Jerusalem where the Israelites sacrificed their children in the fire in time of King Josiah. So the Israelites, you had wicked apostate Israelites sacrificing their kids to this idol Molech. They were sacrificing their children, burning their children alive, sacrificing their children to this idol which is named Molech. And they did this in the valley of Hinnom. Okay, so the Israelites sacrificed their children in the fire in the time of King Josiah. Had this valley made unfit to be used for such a horrible practice. Okay, and we're going to get this in 2 Kings 23 and 10 and also other passages. It was turned into a huge garbage or rubbish dump. So during the time of Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus, during the time of him when he was on the earth, Gehenna, which is the valley of Hinnom, Gehenna was a Jerusalem garbage dump. Fires was kept burning, thereby the adding of brimstone, which is sulfur, to burn up the garbage. And you can read in Smith Dictionary of the Bible, volume 1, it explains it became the common lay stall garbage dump of the city, where the dead bodies of criminals and the carcasses of animals and every other kind of filth were cast. No live creatures, however, were cast there. It says, knowing about the city garbage dump, which is Gehenna, which is another name of the valley of Hinnom, Jerusalem inhabitants understood what Yahushua meant when he told the wicked religious leaders, serpents, offsprings of vipers, how are you to flee from the judgment of Gehenna? Which is Matthew 23:33, when we read how you are to escape the damnation of hell. So another word for hell, which hell is not even in the Bible, we showed you that. Another word for the term that was there before hell was placed was Gehenna. And what is Gehenna? The valley of Hinnom. And what is the valley of Hinnom? Gehenna was a valley outside of Jerusalem. It was used as a symbol of everlasting death. And this was a garbage dump. In Yahushua's time, who the world calls Jesus Christ, it was a garbage dump. and they used to dump their garbage into this valley, okay, because King Josiah had this valley made unfit to be used for sacrifice, made this valley to be unfit to be used for a horrible practice. And during Yahushua's time, Gehenna, which was the valley of Hinnom, was known as a Jerusalem garbage dump. All right, as you can see right here, okay. It was a garbage dump, man. All right, and they kept the fires burning by adding sulfur to consume garbage and executed criminals and animal carcasses. He used that valley. He used that valley as a symbol of destruction, man. Okay, so that's what it's talking about. Gehenna, and I'm gonna show you this. So, like I say, man, Gehenna is the valley of Hinnom. Hinnom was the name of the valley just outside of the walls of Jerusalem, where the Israelites sacrificed their children. And we're going to get that history concerning when the Israelites sacrificed their children. So when we read in St. Matthew 23 and 33, it says, "Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell?" He said Gehenna. Okay, just remember that. He said Gehenna, which is the Greek. Hell is the Greek for 1067 or 1067, which is Gehenna. Okay, and that was used, he was saying basically the valley of Hinnom. So let's go to Jeremiah, the 7th chapter. Okay, we're going to Jeremiah 7th chapter. We're going to look at the 31st verse concerning this. Jeremiah 7 and 31 to show you what they was doing before Yahushua was born. To show you what they were doing in that valley back then in the Old Testament. Jeremiah 7 and 31. It says, "And they have built the high places of Tophat," which in Hebrew which means drums, I want to say. "They have built the high places of Tophat, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom." Now we read that the valley of the son of Hinnom was called Gehenna. All right, so they built. Who did that? The Israelites, the wicked Israelites. Okay, they have built the high places of Tophat, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, because they were sacrificing their little boys and girls to a wicked idol called Molech, and they was burning their sons and daughters in that valley, offering up burnt sacrifices, child sacrifices in that valley of Hinnom. It says to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I commanded them not, neither came into my heart. See, so this is what the Israelites were doing during that time in that valley, which was in Hinnom. Yahushua wasn't around this time, so during that time they were sacrificing their sons and daughters in that valley. But King Josiah destroyed that human sacrifice practice. And during Yahushua's time, by the time he was born, that valley was a common garbage dump. So it says, see, therefore, this is Jeremiah 7 and 32. "Therefore, behold, the days come, say the Most High, that it shall no more be called Tophat, nor the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. For they have buried in Tophat till there be no place." So the wicked Israelites, man, the wicked Israelites were sacrificing their kids to this sun deity named Molech, and they was burning their kids, man, in that valley, doing child sacrifices in that valley. And the Most High said, look, man, it says the Israelites, it says they have burned their sons, their daughters in that fire, which I commanded them not, neither came into my heart. That didn't come into my heart. All right, but the Israelites went off and burned their sons and daughters, made child sacrifices to these different gods in that valley, man. And Yahushua, he would just explain it in a future time, just like the Israelites burnt their children and their daughters in that valley, just like they burned their sons and daughters, that the generation he was speaking to, they was gonna be burned just like that in thermonuclear destruction, man. That's all he was saying. He was using that valley as a symbol of the future destruction, because before he was born, that valley was known as a place of slaughter, where the Israelites burnt their sons and daughters. But in Yahushua's time, it was known as the garbage dump. Alright? So he was quoting from the Old Testament scripture saying that, look, just like the Israelites, you burnt your daughters and sons in that valley, but thermonuclear destruction take place before my second coming, you gonna burn in thermonuclear destruction.